Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming to class. Today's kind of a light day. It's the first day. You wait. Next week will be better. One day is hat day. One day is t-shirt day, right? Should we tell them one day is movie pass day? Because everybody says you work at the movie theaters. Do we get a movie pass?
Yeah.
But you don't know what day. So you better come every day or you won't get your movie pass, right? We'll pass out tickets and try to get you some places. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to have at least one field trip, I hope two. So one day later in the semester, late April, we're going to go to the Paradiso and you're going to work in the concession stand and sort of open that concession stand. We'll practice making popcorn. You're going to take inventory. Yeah. So you're going to have that opportunity as well. And then we typically let you hang around and we're going to give you a free beverage and a popcorn and you can watch a movie that day. So.
Call out to work that day.
Yeah.
I gotta work
so-
up to this.
Yeah. All right, so let's review. What is a goal? It's an objective to be achieved, right? And when you value a particular goal, it becomes a priority. So for example, you wanted to go to work at a hotel. Do you value that goal? Yeah, so you probably work at it and you'll probably achieve it. So you start to set the priorities when you set the values. The key is to prioritize what's most important for you when you start setting these goals. And you're going to see that the foundation, okay, is setting the objective. Then you're going to determine how long it's going to take to get that particular goal or reach that particular success, that end line, so to speak. And then you're going to take the action steps to get there. So you had a really good goal. You're going to get a job at a front desk at the Peabody maybe, or the hotel here has an association with Ann Brown, and you can get a job down there pretty easily, I think. But you're going to go from your current position to this new position by doing certain things. You're going to research the availability. You're going to study what it takes to be a front desk clerk. You're going to be prepared for the interview. You're going to take what we call action steps. Those are what we call sub-goals to your primary goal. Or you're just going to resign yourself to keep working at Hog and Hominy. Right? Yeah, it's not a bad job. Work is work, right? All right. So, question you want to ask yourself. We went through the SMART analogy, right? Now, do you have the technical ability to accomplish this goal? We decided that you do, right? We do think it's attainable for you. All right. Do you have the management ability to accomplish this goal? Do you?
Yes.
Okay, you think you do? And after you take this class, you're going to be much more equipped, and you'll know business terms, and you're going to learn about service skills and things like that. So I would say you probably have the management ability to accomplish this goal. One of the stories I like to tell, my wife tells me I tell too many stories, but we had a manager working for us at our Wolf Chase location some 20 years ago. And I was talking about, to our staff about, you don't have to be a rocket scientist, okay, to work in a movie theater. Well, it turns out this young man was here at the University of Memphis. He was an engineer, okay? He was working he was actually doing some projects for NASA. You know what NASA is, right? And he got a $50,000 grant for developing a means to move rocket fuel from the back of the rocket to the top of the rocket using magnets. No pumps, no electricity, just using magnets, and it would draw the rocket fuel from the bottom to the top. What's that tell you? If you're a manager at Malco, you have to be a rocket scientist.
It does take a rocket science.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Okay, are you willing to do what's necessary to accomplish the goal? So what's it going to take? Do you know what those action steps are?
Working on my resume.
Yeah. So then we come to, what is your action plan? Steps to be taken. So what's the first step you need to do to get this job?
Apply.
Apply. I would disagree.
Research.
Research, exactly. I want to figure out what the job description is. Okay, so I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to figure out the job description by what date? And you're going to put a date down there. Because if you don't put a date down, it's called procrastination. You just keep putting it off. What's the next piece you're going to do? What are you going to do next, Carolyn?
Discuss.
Discuss? How about practice? Interview questions? Yeah, even in the research, you could talk to other people that are front desk clerks at the Peabody and say, what do you think about this job? Would I like it? Do you like it? Do you like your supervisor? Okay? Then what are you going to do? Maybe apply, all right? And then you're going to get called for an interview. What do you do then?
Practice for the interview.
Practice for the interview. You're going to look at your personal appearance.
Freshen up your resume.
Freshen up your resume. Excellent. All of those things are steps to be taken. And every one of them has to have a due date. If we had more time in class today, we'd do that with you. Now, why is this important? So I told you that I was the food and beverage director at Liberty Land. And Liberty Land was kind of just floating along and basically selling some snow cones and Pronto Pups and some popcorn here or there. And I went to a leadership council. And for 13 weeks, we went through this process. Okay? And for 13 weeks, every week I would write a goal. And I would write the action steps. And the following Monday, when I went back to this particular class, we discussed it with the instructor. We doubled our sales in concessions and food service at Liberty Land within 3 months. Not only was I successful, I had people just like yourselves. I hired people from the University of Memphis. Back then it was Southwestern and Christian Brothers University that were juniors or sophomores in college to be my summertime supervisors. And we practiced this very skill. Each one of them had a different department that they were in charge of. And we would have a weekly meeting where we would all get together and we talk about what was going on in each department. And they would share with me their goals for the week, or a goal for the week. You know, why did I do that?
Keep everyone on track and focused.
I wanted them to be just as focused as me. And I wanted to share in the success. And what you have to learn as a manager, okay? You guys know what tug of war is, right? If I get that rope by myself, and the 6 of you get on the other side with the rope, who's going to win? Probably. Why?
Because there's more of us.
You're working together as a team, okay? You're probably going to win. But if he doesn't pull his weight, and she doesn't pull it all, and she doesn't pull it all, what happens now? One person could actually outdo 6. So the idea is to get everybody on the same wavelength, the same process, pulling in the same direction, and guess what? You can move mountains. You can do fantastic things. All right, we got 5 minutes. All right, in the book, there is, you want to pass these out real quick? Oh, I don't even know.
It's noon right now, but I thought this slow.
It's slow?
Yeah, it's just saying for future reference. I thought.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start the class at 5 minutes till 9,
That's cool.
as opposed to
On that
9.
clock. Yeah, on that clock.
Yeah. Here. Let me have one.
Yeah.
This is also in the book, okay? And we typically talk in terms of cite the objective or the goal, okay? And then determine what are the driving forces for achieving this goal or making this change. And then the driving force. One of the business terms that you hear a lot now is disruption. Do you guys know what disruption is?
Disruption.
Disruption. What's disruption?
Distraction. Interruption in something.
Yeah, you stop something from doing its progress.
Okay.
Okay, so disruption is I'm going to stop it. Now, can it start? Yeah. But typically we have a lot of changes in business now. So people have to adapt to disruption. In other words, they have to start thinking in terms of what are the driving forces and why have I not changed to this point? So when you write your goals, I want you to take one of your goals and use that piece of paper and write the objective. Okay? So I'm going to make up something, okay? Let's say I want to lose 20 pounds. All right? What are the driving forces for me losing 20 pounds or going on a diet? Restricting my calories. Pardon me?
Health.
Health. Maybe your blood pressure drops. What else?
Your eating habits and your spending
Spending habits, you spend less money on food probably. What else?
Physical appearance.
Physical appearance, you're gonna look better. How about more energy? Feel better. What else?
Change in that.
Might live longer, change in attitude. You could list about 10 driving forces. If any of those turn out to be a priority, the driving forces, okay, are going to push the reasons you don't want to do it out of the way. What would be the forces for not losing the weight or not maintaining that discipline?
Laziness.
Laziness?
No motivation.
In other words, no motivation, no discipline. I like candy more than I like ice cream.
Willpower.
Willpower.
Time.
What do you mean time?
A lot of people use
I
time
don't
as.
have time to work out.
Time as-
That's right, time. That's exactly right. I don't have time to work out. So if over here, driving forces would be, you're going to get more exercise. Over here, I don't have time for exercise. I got to get to work. I don't make it a priority. When the driving force is against that change way more, then you're not going to do whatever that goal is. You're not going to reach that goal. So if it's too difficult for you to do the research, find the right person to interview with, actually go down to the Peabody and walk through the lobby and see what it looks like, see if you like the atmosphere. There might be some things down at the Peabody you don't like. How about parking? Is it safe to walk to your car? Security, some of those things. All right. So typically I start each class with what I have now learned is defined as a daddy joke.
No.
You know what daddy jokes are?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready for this week's daddy joke?
Yes.
Yeah.